Feel a little too real? That moment when you've spent days, maybe weeks, with your head buried in books, only to feel like the information just evaporated? It is so frustrating, but believe me, you're not alone, and we're about to tackle this problem head on.
You know, exams like NEET, JEE, and UPSC, they're not just a test of what you know. They're a test of what you can remember. The syllabus for each one is absolutely massive. And let's be honest, just rereading notes over and over again, that's not a strategy. It's a recipe for burnout. We need something way smarter. But here's the cool part. What if I told you your brain already has a superpower just waiting to handle all this? Seriously, the secret is just learning how to switch it on. And it all starts by understanding the two basic ways your memory actually works. Okay, so think of it like this. Your short-term memory. It's like a sticky note. Super useful for a quick reminder, but it's fragile. It can only hold so much, and it gets tossed out pretty easily. Now, your long-term memory, that's like a gigantic, perfectly organized library. It's stable, its capacity is practically endless, and it's literally built for you to pull information out whenever you need it.
So, our whole mission, plain and simple, is this. We've got to figure out how to take all those critical facts, all those formulas and dates, off of that fragile little sticky note and file them away permanently in that huge library. That is the game changer. That's how you go from just kind of recognizing the information to truly mastering it for your exam.
So how do we actually do that? Well, our first technique is an ancient one, and it is incredibly powerful. I mean, we're talking powerful enough for Roman orators to memorize entire speeches. It's called the memory palace, or the method of Loci. Let's dig into how you can build one for yourself, right now.
The idea behind this is just brilliant because it uses something your brain is already a genius at, spatial memory. You mentally place the information you need to remember in specific spots within a location you know inside and out, like your own home. I mean, think about it. You could probably walk through your house in the pitch dark without bumping into anything, right? We're going to tap into that incredible ability.
And building one is a really simple three-step process. First, you choose your palace, your apartment, your parents' house, your daily walk to class, anywhere you know like the back of your hand. Second, you map out a very specific route. Don't just wander around in your head. Decide on a path, from the front door, past the shoe rack, to the sofa, into the kitchen. And third, and this is where the real magic happens, you start placing what you need to remember along that path. And listen, get weird with it. The crazier, funnier, or more vivid the mental image, the better it's gonna stick.
So what does this actually look like? Well, for UPSC aspirant, you could place the Mughal emperors in order through your living room. Imagine Babur breaking down your front door, Shumain slipping on a banana peel in the hallway, and Akbar sitting on a throne where your sofa should be. For NEET, you could visualize the different stages of the Krebs cycle happening on your kitchen counter, your microwave, and your fridge. All of a sudden, this boring abstract list becomes a journey you can literally walk through in your mind.
All right, moving on. If the memory palace is like your brain's giant filing system, then mnemonic devices are the clever little secret codes you use to label the files. They make information pop, making it not just easy to find, but honestly almost impossible to forget. And I guarantee you've used these before. We've all learned VibGeor for the colors of the rainbow, right? That's a classic acronym. Then you have acrostics, where you make up a silly sentence from the first letter of each item in a list. And my personal favorite is visual association, where you create a completely ridiculous mental image to connect two pieces of information.
The real power here is in the transformation. You take a random jumble of colors and turn it into one single memorable word. You take a dry, boring historical date and connect it to a hilarious picture in your head. A super complex chemical formula can become the punchline to a little story you tell yourself. Mnemonics basically take difficult, dry data and make it sticky for your brain.
Okay, our final technique today is something you actually do every single day, probably without even thinking about it, and it is incredibly effective. It's called chunking, and it's all based on one simple truth. Your brain can only handle a few new pieces of information at once. Chunking works with that limitation instead of fighting against it.
So take a look at this string of numbers. Go ahead, try to memorize it just for a second. It's kind of a pain, isn't it? That's because your brain is trying to process 10 separate things at the same time. It's just information overload. But watch this. Just by adding a couple of spaces, boom, it's not 10 separate things anymore. It's 3 easy, manageable chunks. It's the exact same information, but now it's suddenly so much easier to hold in your head. We all do this naturally with phone numbers, right? And you can use this exact same trick to break down long definitions, historical timelines, or complicated scientific processes.
So, when you put it all together, the memory palace, mnemonics, chunking, what does it all really mean? Well, it means you're gaining that winning edge. These aren't just tricks. These are the tools that take you from just kind of knowing the material to absolutely mastering it.
And here's the actual payoff, the so what. Your revision time? It's gonna drop dramatically because you're just reinforcing what you know, not relearning from scratch. Your ability to recall information gets way faster and more accurate, and maybe most important of all, you'll be able to pull up that information when it counts, when you're sitting in that exam hall under all that pressure.
At the end of the day, these aren't just study acts. They are strategic tools designed for peak mental performance. It really is the difference between just knowing something and truly owning it. It's all about working smarter, not just putting in more hours.
So, I guess the only question left is, what are you going to master first? Whether you decide to build your very first memory palace tonight, or just start chunking that next chapter of notes tomorrow, your journey to a stronger, sharper memory starts right now. You've got this.